The internet is a very special place. Now, let me tell you, there's all kinds of lively memes that you have, beautiful photographs, and breathtaking videos. On top of that, you actually get a sense where you're able to connect with people on a deeper level. But the most disturbing thing is actual, dangerous trends that go viral all over the internet. It really ruins the whole entire process for us and for all of the fun that we are having. It's definitely negative. To start off, this whole entire issue that I'm about to discuss has to do with Netflix's whole entire movie that they released. Now, this is a horror movie and it's called Bird Box. Now, I'm not a fan of Netflix. Personally, I canceled my own account. I was done with them. I didn't really like what the company had to stand for. And, that just let alone, I had to cancel it. I had to be done with it completely. Why would I continue paying money for a company that I don't stand for? So, I stopped doing that. And what I really wanted to talk about would have to mainly do with just the trend. The only detail that I feel really necessary to actually include from this movie so that you could get a better understanding would be the fact that during the whole entire movie, the main characters, they're pretty much blindfolded. Apparently, this takes place in a world where people, they need to wear blindfolds so that they can kind of hide from the outside world. If not, they're running a major risk of becoming a suicidal demon. In our world, people have decided to make this some sort of challenge where everyone is blindfolded for all kinds of different challenges that really goes with this kind of category that has to revolve with Bird Box. And people were inspired from that from the horror movie. Netflix was quick to respond to the public by posting on Twitter immediately. So they were addressing the whole entire situation and what was going on with this challenge. So they did tweet it out on January 2nd. It was early in the morning, around like 10 o'clock. And what they said is that they can't believe I have to say this, but please do not hurt yourselves with this Bird Box challenge. We don't know how this started and we appreciate the love. But boy and girl, just have one wish for 2019, and that is that you don't end up in the hospital due to memes. Well, gotta give credit where it's due. Even though I don't really like Netflix that much, they did address the problem and they were actually able to speak out and tell everybody and the public what was going on and say, really, don't hurt yourselves from doing this. I saw a video of a man cutting hair. It was pretty crazy because he was doing the Bird Box challenge, not just anyone cutting hair. He was doing the challenge while doing that activity. Now, that is very strange to me. But another thing that I found even more interesting and made me just pretty much shocked. I was really worried for a generation. I'm not just joking. Somebody was going up an escalator in public and they were blindfolded. It was really risky. But they were doing kind of like the elf pose. So they had their leg up and it's going up. It's really funny actually. But it shouldn't have been that funny. Things can go wrong, right? And the next thing that I wanted to mention is that a girl, she claimed that she had a 24-hour challenge while doing the Bird Box, saying that basically she was just doing that 24 hours straight, she's blindfolded for 24 hours, right? Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, maybe there's a 99% chance that that's fake, but then you still have the 1% that could possibly be real. Ever since Netflix made their warning statement, it's almost like there's a lot more people actually contributing to this challenge. I mean, really, it seems like that because it brought a lot more attention with all the media blowing this whole entire story up. I think a lot more people ended up finding out about it. And they're like, hey, I can get a little bit of attention by doing this challenge, so why not? I think that's kind of the mindset with almost every single challenge that people start thinking of, and they want to get recognized and they want to have those kind of things go trending and be viral. So, I mean, I do kind of understand it, but yeah, I don't recommend it, not in this situation, not the right challenge. I think something that was actually probably more of the appropriate challenge that you could look back in the past would be something like that ice bucket thing that was way, way back in the day. I mean, that went to charity. It was kind of funny. Something like that. We're not going to get hurt in the end for actually taking a part in this challenge. You have something good in that. That went to a charity. That was very, very good. Nothing wrong was coming from that at all. Wow, so apparently now if you end up seeing somebody and they're wearing a blindfold, then they could be, taking a part in that challenge for the Bird Box, or they're just completely drunk. In America, we seem to be having a bunch of ridiculous trends. One that actually happened roughly around the same time last year And this one was called the Tide Pod Challenge. For the most obvious reasons, taking part in the challenge actually had people putting in Tide Pods into their mouths, which released a lot of bad chemicals such as bleach, and that was very bad, and that's what led to all those injuries and deaths. I remember around the same time last year, after everything really started to fade out a little bit, that I went to the grocery store and I noticed that Tide Pods, they changed their packaging so that they could have a child-resistant packaging, make it more secure, harder to get in for younger ages. And I thought that was really cool of them to do that. It was definitely the right step for them for all of the bad, horrible stuff that was going on. I don't have anything wrong with a challenge or like a simple trend going viral, but if that trend is going to start hurting people physically and that could actually be dangerous in the real world, then maybe that shouldn't be a thing to begin with. What I think is that if you have a challenge that's just normal, it's funny, it's humorous, or maybe you have something that's actually positive, it can make a change in the world, it's going to go to like a charity, then that is really cool. You need to be doing those kind of challenges that could actually make the difference and make an impact in somebody's life versus damaging somebody's life that could actually lead to something horrible. Well, that's all I have for this video, but stay tuned. I'm going to be having a lot more on my channel. And if you want to go check out my channel right now, there's a lot more videos from, previous week. A lot of crazy stuff going on because we're literally living in some sort of upside down clown world at the moment. It's pretty intense and I can't even make these things up. Now, I'm going to be back in a few days, so I'll see you then.